When a disaster hits, a wildfire, a flood, you name it, every single second counts. Seriously, the line between life and death often comes down to one thing: information. But in all that chaos, you're just drowning in it. So what if we could give our first responders a new kind of partner, one that can see right through the noise and think at the speed of light? Today, we're going to dive into the super high-stakes world of AI in emergency response. Can algorithms really save lives? Let's find out.
Okay, so here's our game plan. First, we'll get into the weeds on why the old ways are hitting a wall. Then we'll see how AI can step in before, during, and even after a crisis. Of course, we've got to talk about the risks, because there are some big ones. And finally, we'll look ahead and ask what this all means for our future. All right, so to really get this, we first need to understand the sheer scale of the problem we're trying to solve. Why are modern disasters pushing our emergency systems to the absolute brink?
Yeah, it's a really basic question, but the answer tells you everything you need to know about why we're even talking about AI for this. What is it about today's world that makes these events so incredibly tough to handle?
Well, it's basically a perfect storm of challenges. You've got this complete avalanche of data. We're talking thousands of 911 calls, social media posts from people begging for help, sensor readings. It's all flooding in at the exact same time. There's just no way for a human team to sort through that fast enough. And that leads to logistical nightmares, right? Trying to get help through a blocked road. And then you've got all these different agencies trying to talk to each other. It's organized chaos. And in that chaos, speed is everything.
So, this is where AI steps onto the stage. And listen, this isn't about replacing our amazing first responders. Not at all. It's about giving them a new tool, like a super smart co-pilot, that can help cut through all that noise.
You can really think about AI's role here in three distinct phases. First, it helps us predict what might happen before it does. Second, it helps us respond when things are at their worst. And third, it helps us recover after the dust has settled. Let's break each one of those down. So let's start with that first one, prediction. How on earth can AI help us get ready for disaster before it even shows up?
This is where things get really fascinating. AI can chew through mountains of data to spot patterns a person would just never see. For wildfires, it can look at the weather, the shape of the land, even how dry the ground is, and create a model of where that fire is going to go. For floods, it can use satellite pictures to predict, with scary accuracy, which neighborhoods are in the danger zone. It can even scan social media to pick up on the very first whispers of a disease outbreak. It completely flips the script from just reacting to actually getting ahead of the problem.
Okay, but what about when the crisis actually hits? When you're in the middle of that chaos, that's when AI's ability to process information in real time becomes an absolute game changer.
And this is where the rubber really meets the road. I mean, look at this table. It's not just theory, it's saving lives. Take smart logistics. An AI can reroute an ambulance in real time to avoid a collapsed bridge, shaving off minutes that could mean everything. Or, by analyzing drone footage, it gives commanders a bird's-eye view, helping them spot exactly where people are trapped. At the end of the day, it's about getting the right people and the right equipment to the right place faster. It's about making smarter decisions when you have no time to think.
You know, the work doesn't just stop when the storm passes or the fire is out. The recovery, that can take months, sometimes years. And here too, AI can play a huge part.
Think about this for a second. Instead of taking weeks for people to go street by street to see how bad the damage is, an AI can look at satellite photos and create a complete damage map in just a few hours. That's incredible. That means we can get aid to the hardest hit areas first and figure out which bridges or power lines need to be fixed right away to get a community back on its feet.
Okay, but we have to be honest here. It would be totally irresponsible to just talk about all the good stuff without looking at the very real dangers. This tech is powerful, for sure, but it is not a perfect magic wand.
So you've got this constant tug of war. On one side, the promise is huge: speed, efficiency, smarter decisions. But on the other side, well, you see the perils. Take algorithmic bias. It sounds complicated, but it's simple. If an AI is only trained on old data where, say, wealthier neighborhoods got more help, it might just learn that bias and repeat it. Then there's the risk of taking the human out of the loop. Do we really want an algorithm making a life-or-death call without any human compassion? And the big one, if an AI gets it wrong and people die, who is responsible? These aren't just little details. They're massive hurdles we have to figure out.
This quote from Eliezer Yudkowsky it hits the nail on the head. We're dealing with something so complex, and the biggest mistake we could possibly make is thinking we've got it all figured out. We have to be ambitious, absolutely, but also incredibly humble. So where does all this leave us? How do we move forward, trying to balance this incredible potential with the enormous responsibility that comes with it?
All right, let's wrap this up with the key things to remember. Number 1, AI is flipping the script on crisis response, making it proactive instead of just reactive. 2, its biggest superpowers are speed and making sense of pure chaos. And 3, and this is probably the most important one, the ethical stuff like fairness and who's accountable, that isn't an afterthought. It's just as important as the tech itself.
And if you need a reminder of what's at stake, just look at this number. Some studies suggest AI could make disaster predictions up to 40% more accurate. Now just stop and think about what that really means. A 40% better guess at where a hurricane will land, that's not just a number on a slide. That is more families with more time to evacuate. That is lives saved, period.
So I'll leave you with this question to chew on. We're building this future right now, today. How we design this technology, how we choose to use it, and how we make sure it serves us, especially when we're at our most vulnerable. That's all.